Let's talk about intracranial hypertension, usually asked question in your AIMS PG or INI CET exam. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss this. So intracranial hypertension, as the name suggests, that the pressure in the brain increases, but remember, the ventricular size remains normal. The ventricular size remains normal. Now, intracranial hypertension can be caused by these conditions. I have written a mnemonic for you, PCOS. It is a mnemonic. I'm not saying that PCOD has intracranial hypertension, although because of OCPs in treatment, it can also lead to have, these patients also have, but this is a mnemonic for you, PCOS. Causes of intracranial hypertension, P for pregnancy. Note it down, P for pregnancy. C for conditions. Now, conditions like hypothyroidism, conditions like Addison's, conditions like SLE, and two important vitamins, the toxicity of which can lead to intracranial hypertension or raised pressure in the brain and can present with headache. So, hypothyroidism, Addison's disease, SLE, that is systemic lupus erythematosus, vitamin A and vitamin D toxicity. Then O stands for obesity and OCPs, obesity and OCPs. And S stands for steroid use or withdrawal. So either use of steroids or rapid withdrawal of steroids can lead to intracranial hypertension. So steroid use or steroid withdrawal. Remember this mnemonic? Now, if these secondary causes are not there in the patient, if you're not able to find these causes, the patient is known as a case of IIH, idiopathic intracranial hypertension, earlier known as pseudotumor cerebri. So the questions that you find in your 2015 and 16 papers or exam questions, the term that is used there is pseudotumor cerebri, but now we don't use that term anymore. The term that we use is IIH, and that is idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Let's talk about it. So idiopathic intracranial hypertension, number 1 point to remember is that the ventricular size remains normal, the pressure in the brain increases. First of all, clinical features. What are the features patient present with? Usually a female patient with headache. The headaches can be migrainous in nature. So typical case of migraine for last 10 years, now having increased frequency or intensity of headaches for last say 1 or 2 months, think of IIH. Headaches, another important history that the patients give are of TVOs. TVOs are transient visual obscuration. Patient will say that while getting up from sitting posture, I have sudden blurring of vision. So if this word is used in your paper, headache with blurring of vision, which is transient in nature, so transient blurring of vision, think of IIH. Transient blurring of vision. Transient blurring of vision. Another important symptom is tinnitus. Now, tinnitus is a ringing or a buzzing sound in the ear, and it is because of increased pressure in the inner ear fluid. So, these are the features, these are the clinical features that can be there in your question. Then, what do they ask is they will ask you about the MRI features. 4 important MRI features for you to remember. One is empty sella. Empty sella. Now, sella is a part of the brain, sella turcica, that contains the pituitary gland. Because the pressure in the brain increases, the pituitary is pushed down by the fluid, and that's why we see that the sella is empty. So there can be a partial empty sella, there can be a complete empty sella. Empty sella, and then because the CSF pressure is increasing, and we know that the optic nerves have a CSF sheath around them, this optic nerve sheath is seen as distended. So distension of optic nerve sheath, again a feature of IIH. So optic nerve sheath distension, optic nerve sheath distension. If this is the eyeball, this is the optic nerve, this is the sheath around it, the sheath gets distended. When the sheath gets distended enough and the pressure is still raised, what will it lead to? It will lead to pressure here on the posterior part of the globe or the sclera, and there will be flattening of the posterior sclera, which is the third sign that you see. Flattening of posterior sella, flattening of the globe. So flattening of globe or sclera. The word sclera can also be used. And The last one is BTSS, that is bilateral transverse sinus stenosis. Bilateral transverse sinus stenosis, very importantly. Another important thing that is asked in exam about IIH is LP. What do you find if you do lumbar puncture of the patient? So what you find in LP is number one, a normal CSF composition. So if there is an option which says raised protein in CSF, don't mark it, it's not IIH. So normal CSF composition, remember this, and the pressure is high. The pressure is more than 25 centimeter of water in adults and more than 28 centimeter of water in children. So children more than 28, adults more than 25, this is the limit. The next important thing to remember about IIH is criteria. What are the diagnostic criteria of IIH? So diagnostic criteria, one is Dandy's criteria. Now the Dandy's criteria came up in around 1937, about a century back. It was modified. So there was a modified Dandy's criteria in 1985, and now the criteria that we follow in IIH, that will be asked now in your upcoming exams, in your INI-CT exam, the Friedman criteria given in 2013. So there is this Friedman criteria of 2013. So Friedman criteria, remember this. So remember all three names, Dandy's, modified Dandy's and Friedman. Any one name comes up, you mark it. And then the drug of choice. If the pressure is raised, we need to give something that decreases the pressure. The drug of choice in this is acetazolamide. Acetazolamide. And another drug that can be given is topiramate. If patient is having threatened vision loss because of the pressure across the globe or behind the globe leading to papilledema, because papilledema will be there. So papilledema is another clinical feature that you need to remember. A patient of headache with papilledema, the diagnosis is intracranial hypertension. Rule out these causes. Either these will be there in your option or this is going to be in your option. So remember that. So topiramate, and if there is a threatened vision loss, then ONSF is the procedure. So what is the surgical procedure that is done for IIH? ONSF, optic nerve sheath fenestration surgery. What we do is we just make holes in the sheath of the optic nerve and the pressure gets released. So optic nerve sheath fenestration surgery, very important. Now this is all about intracranial hypertension. Let me quickly tell you a mnemonic for the pain sensitive structures in the brain. Now I am telling you this because this is a question that has been asked multiple times in your previous exam. So the mnemonic is NVD. What does N stand for? N stands for nerve. So what are the nerves? Pain sensitive nerves. 5, 9 and 10 are the pain sensitive nerves. Then V is for the vessels, for the blood vessels. And D is for your dura mater. D is for the dura mater. So this is all about IIH, very important for AIIMS PG or INI-CT PG exam. So remember this, take a screenshot and remember all these pointers. Thank you.